Excellent. Right. Oh, I froze again a little bit there, but right. Welcome everybody. This session is all about positive mindset. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this is a very significant thing when you are, well, for everybody really. But before I go on, I want to introduce Daisy. I think most people know, if you take an English language, I have to keep thinking which one it is. English language, Daisy does quite a lot of you're doing a bit of reading one and the writing.
Yeah, reading, bit of writing.
But we have both been training as coaches with ECA.
Yes.
So she was interested to come along and help out. You might see her more often on a Thursday. Maybe we might be doing this together. So not only is she brilliant at English, she's also good at coaching. So it's all good. And she might have some exciting coaching courses coming up.
Yes, got something coming up. Got a plan. It's going to be a 6-month program to tackle exam stress and anxiety, leading through to post-exam to work out how you can use those skills into your next step. So
So we will keep you posted, especially if you keep joining us. But I'm also going to announce that this will be the last one before Christmas. I'm going to sit and focus myself and plan out some sessions from January. So take advantage of this. All the recordings are in the community section, so just jump on any of those if you want to catch up with anything. But, right, let's get down to positive mindset. Always like to start by asking people, what is a positive mindset? What is a positive mindset to you? So before, you might want to pause the video now if you want to think, just write down in your own words what you think a positive mindset is. And I want you to think as well how important this is to you. Why is having a positive mindset so important and how it might be an advantage to you? So have that in your mind first of all. It might change during the session, you never know. But I want you to self-reflect on that. So you can pause it for now if you want, but I will continue because obviously you've done that. So I have a list of the benefits of a positive mindset, and I'm just going to have to reduce our screen size unless I zoom out a bit. Oh, that's a bit better. There we go. You've got to be able to see it all, haven't you? Oh, I've got my cat just sitting there and I'm like, I've got itchy nose now. Oh, positive mindset. Come on. So, the benefits of a positive mindset. Let's start from the top. Enhances mental and emotional well-being. Okay. Negative mindset links to like a negative health. You know, a lot. There's a lot going on there. Along with gut health. Gut health. Gut health leads to good mental well-being as well. To eat healthily. Just a little bit on there. So it reduces your stress and your anxiety. So if you are one of our lovely students that does suffer with anxiety, we all do, positive mindset is a way to help, you know, so have it, you know, that's why it's so important. It fosters feelings of happiness and contentment. I think it does, having a different perspective of life. It really does. Number 2, boost physical health. So, research shows that positive thinking can improve immune function and lower risk of certain health issues. So, if you feel more positive, as a scientist, I know there is a link to definitely feeling a bit healthier as well. So,
as someone who is anxious and also has physical reactions to the anxiety, I can also confirm this is true. It's a very physical feeling. It can impact, me, it impacts my stomach really heavily. So it can, the gut head kind of dynamic is very real for me. Yeah. And I know for a lot of other people as well. Yeah.
So, having a positive will help stop, help stop that physical side as well. Improves, I'm just going to do that. Improves problem solving and creativity. Well, depends. Depends. how your brain is on that day, but positive outlook allows us to see opportunities where others see obstacles. That's very true. Just they see a maybe a potentially negative thing, and then they go, "Oh, I'm not doing that."
Yeah.
But someone, if you have that positive mindset, you can go, "Yep, that's not great, but we can solve it by doing that."
Where are the possibilities in it?
Yeah, so
in that.
let's get over this hurdle, and that's a really good thing. And that's we're going to come on to some negative and positive thoughts in a minute. Encourages creative thinking and innovative solutions when faced with challenges. It makes you think. It uses that thing up there to think, okay, this is a challenge. And I think life isn't easy, and it is, you are faced with obstacles all the time. But I've got this motto: if something's meant to happen, it will happen.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I do agree with what they're saying here, but sometimes when it's like, for example, in national tutors, you know, if it wasn't meant to be, there would have been so many things that would tell me not to do it, and I would have taken on board that, which I do. That's my mindset, and I wouldn't have gone any further. But
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of teachers who've moved from the classroom feel this in many ways. You've had a challenge, you're faced with a challenge. How can you creatively find a way to work with children again?
Yeah.
Tutoring, you know?
Absolutely. And it's what I like doing.
Me too, it's the best.
I don't like adulting, I just like teaching children.
Yeah. That's the worst.
Yeah. Right. Strengthens relationships. I think it does. What do you think, Daisy?
Yeah, definitely. I think so I'm somebody who I will say has had struggles with this negative spiral throughout my life. It's been a really big struggle for me. So anyone who's feeling that way, I've been there, you know, I still can get there sometimes. And it does impact friendships and relationships. If you are constantly in that negative space, it can have an impact on the people who are around you.
Yeah.
By being able to reduce that, in my experience, I've seen massive differences through kind of learning how to look at things more positively.
Yeah.
Because you're in, you know, people, you know, in some ways people don't like hanging out with negative people all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a difficult thing for them to deal with as well, because
it's quite draining. I've got you know, friends that are, but then I've got friends that are very positive. And
exactly,
you know, it's hard, but even myself, I have days where I'm just down, and then other days positive. You know, it is.
I literally had that day yesterday. I had that day yesterday, and I had different ways to bring myself up.
Yeah,
it was really difficult. It's really difficult. But and now today I'm feeling, like I said, like problem solving creativity. I'm now seeing all the new things I can do to solve the problem that I have.
And probably a lot of our students are being faced with lots of negative experience with school and all that stuff, and they're like, why am I bothering? You know, they associate learning and education with a negativity, and it's
exactly.
Think about us as your positive aspect. You know, we will provide that positivity. You know, who should be learning every day. I mean, I'm learning. You know, we've just done
I have on my computer in front of me, I have a couple of little notes. One's about like how I do my tutoring. I have a color system for analysis. And then I have one that just says I am still learning, because I need to remind myself sometimes that even though I'm an adult, even though I'm, you know, I've got all this other stuff going on, I'm learning all the time. You never stop learning. So it's my little reminder to myself right there. That I look at every
night. Taught from an online provider, beginning with T and ending with MU, these boards that you can stick Post-it notes on. And when we go to the end of this session and we talk about how we're going to, you know, implement positive mindset.
Definitely. Affirmation.
What you just said, like having that little Post-it note, even in front of you at your desk, or having those positive.
And it feels really cheesy. I have one that says I'm a really good tutor as a reminder to myself, you know, and it feels really cheesy. But, you know, when I'm having my bad days, I look up, I see that, and I do feel better. And I never used to believe in this kind of stuff, but I'm seeing the impact. Got a big impact on me, actually.
And it could even be a photo, couldn't it, as well?
Yeah.
The memory.
I've got a picture of my great aunt on the side, and she reminds me to be resilient. So
Yeah, exactly. Anything like that. That's a really good way to integrate positive mindset, even without knowing about it.
Exactly.
So yes, challenges are viewed as opportunities to learn and not as failures to fear. Like that. Increases productivity and success. Yes, I think it all links with growth and learning. If you are positive and passionate, you will succeed. Creates a ripple effect. It's like, what was that thing? Is it a butterfly flapping and then it has a knock-on effect to like everything?
Yeah, the butterfly. I think it's literally called the butterfly effect, but I might be wrong on this. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
And I like these ones where you pass on something positive, like you. I think these like probably TikTok or something like that, where guys come up and they give flowers to these elderly ladies. So this was just for you.
Yeah.
And walk off. And it's just passing on that happiness and that positivity and the kindness.
Exactly.
Keep it going, because someone might come up to you one day and it's just when you really need it and do something really nice. And if you have had that experience, do the same for someone else. And that again will make you happy as well. Feel that, oh, that's good.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Yeah. So lots of little things, thoughts there, and definite links to why we really should try and increase our positive mindset. But yes, I'm going to give you now a little challenge. So I have here in front of me a whole list, which I don't have to go through all of them, but they're there on the board. So it's an example, a negative thought that people might have. I always make mistakes. This is what learning's about, okay? We always make mistakes. But anyway, instead of thinking that, think about, mistakes do happen, and they do help me learn. And I can improve with practice. And it is, you actually probably learn more from mistakes than you do.
Definitely.
I did that all right.
If I think about, because I teach English, a big challenge for students is usually creative writing, right? And I often get students who come into their first session with me on creative writing, haven't done much in the past, and they go, I'm going to write the perfect story.
Yeah.
I say to them, I'm like, that's not possible at this stage, you know? And it's like, I always say this when I'm teaching as well, when I'm doing like example paragraphs, I always clarify to you guys that I am fast at this. I'm good at this because I have had so much experience doing this. There's no way that someone doing this for the first time would have those skills. I've just developed them time and also through mistakes, through trial and error, you know? And I always make sure to clarify that, because I never want any of my students watching the videos to feel like this is what they should be doing right now. This is what you can do in the future through working through things. You know? Absolutely.
Yeah. I actually like students to make mistakes sometimes.
Me too. I love it.
Yeah.
Also, if anyone's watched my videos, you might notice that I occasionally typo. I'm a very fast and sometimes messy typer. I always do this in my sessions, my one-to-ones or my groups. And I always say to my students, they kind of go in and they correct it. And I'm like, well, you know, I did that on purpose.
We're all human at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I always really enjoy it because I work with a lot of students who have English secondary language. And, you know, and they can stumble over a word and I'll go, well, I couldn't read that in your language. Like I couldn't read that. You know, we all have different skills. We all have different areas.
Yeah.
I couldn't do science, for example.
I'll teach you one day. It'll be fine. I can do English, but anyway. Right, here's another one. I don't know. Negative thought. This is too hard for me. Positive thought. This is a challenge, but I'll take it one step at a time and ask for help. How many times have I said that? Oh my goodness. So, life is a challenge, but when you're faced with this massive mountain of a challenge, you've got to do one step at a time, one step, and keep reflecting back and going, right, look how much you have progressed. So take a challenge, break it down. You've got your goal at the end. Break it down and gradually get through this. And those little, like, you've achieved that. Yes, you've achieved that. Yes. So
Yeah. I actually have a coaching technique for this that I was taught by Sam, who runs our training, and it's called you might have used it before. Boulders, Pebbles, stones, and boulders. So you start off by listing down. I'm trying to think how it works. So you list down 5 things that you want to achieve in the next 2 months, right? Your pebbles. You think about five things you want to achieve in the next year. Your stone, right? Your rock. And then you've put down 5 things you want to achieve in the next 5 years, right? Which is your boulder. This is the big thing to climb. This is the mountain, right? And by writing down those small and celebrating the achievements that, if you look, and I'm very guilty of this, I always do this myself, where you only look towards the boulder and you skip everything else, you don't notice the pebbles and the stones that you've collected and that you've nurtured, right? So it's a really nice way, if you're thinking about how to approach sort of challenges and how to approach dreams you have for the future. It's a really nice way of just writing it down, just like 5 pebbles you can do in the next few months.
Yeah,
it's a really good way of doing it and breaking it down in steps. Yeah,
brilliant. Like it. I do like that. Yeah,
it's a great metaphor.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not good at this. Yeah. Positive way of thinking it. I'm not good at it. This is what we're just talking about, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not good at this yet. But I can get better with effort and time. That's exactly what we were just talking about. So that's an instant Mike got that. Right. I'm now not giving you the positives. It's now down to you to try and think, right, what could a positive thought be in replacement? So I'll fail if I try. That's quite. I mean, even I'm struggling. I don't know what the answer, what the positive thing is. I've got down a suggestion. I can't remember, but yeah, if you just think, oh, I'll fail if I try that.
You'll never try it.
Yeah, just try.
You'll never give yourself the opportunity to fail.
Yeah.
And failure is a lesson,
Yeah.
I failed a lot in life. I love talking about failure, actually. It's one of my favorite things to talk about with students because it's built up to be this really terrifying thing, right? If I don't get through my exam, if I don't get that GCSE, my whole life will be a failure. I'll be a failure. And I think it's a really important thing to break down. Like, a fun fact about me is that I actually failed in maths GCSE the first time. I had to then resit it. In the process of resitting it, I learned so much. I learned so much. And I now actually, as a side kind of project, I do a little bit of coding, which uses that the maths, right? So I was like, I'm bad at maths. And then I was like, actually, through failing, I gave myself the opportunity to really, really try and then realize that I'm not bad at maths.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, positive here. Even if I failed, I'll learn something valuable and get closer to success. That's
Exactly.
Negative thought here. Everyone is better than me. No, they're not. So I instantly thinking like social media. You know when you get that, oh, look at me on social media.
Yes.
You don't know what's behind those closed doors, as they say.
I fall into this trap quite often. When you're comparing yourself to other people, you just think, why have I not got that? Why have I not achieved that?
Yeah, why do I think of that? I'm like, oh, yeah. That sort of stuff. Yeah. Oh, and then it gets you down. And so just remember what you were saying about the spiral, the negative spiral. What we want to do is get a spanner or a stick in that and stop that spiral. And these are all techniques to try and stop you spiraling into that negative abyss. But anyway, everyone is on their own journey, and I'm working on my own progress. You have to. I'm very much a people pleaser.
Oh, same.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Terribly.
You've got to go. Ignore all them. Focus on you. What's important for you in this moment? Don't worry about anyone else. You're not living for them. You're living for you. That sort of thing. So I find it really hard.
Yeah, I have another coaching technique for this.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I know. Look at me. We're going. So I call it the Bagel of control. So basically, I don't know, it's really fun. So basically what you do is you draw 2 circles, right? You've got one big circle and you've got one circle in the middle, like a bagel.
Yeah.
So you're inside, I forgot what way around it is. All of that. So your inside is what you can control, right? What you can do. You can study more. you can read the book, you can, do some of the techniques we're talking about here. And then what you can't control, what happens, what might happen on the day. You can't control what someone else thinks. You can't control, all these different circumstances you can't control. It's a really nice reminder that the outside noise is literally the outside noise. You are the core of the bagel or donut, whichever one you prefer. I'm open. I think it was originally. I think I like a bagel, but it could be a donut if you want. So one.
Cream cheese and smoked salmon.
Exactly.
That's what we're going to have at Christmas.
Those like really, really silly rainbow bagels,
Yeah, but I like that. Things are out of your hands. You've got to focus on what you want to achieve, and just don't forget that what people throw out there is probably a pretense, and they're working equally as hard as well, and we're all on a journey. We are all on a journey.
Definitely.
I don't belong here. Oh, that's very sad, isn't it?
Sad.
Yeah. I'm going to go, I bring unique strengths and perspectives to this situation. So, it might be that you don't feel you fit in. But, as I said before, everyone is different. If we were, scientifically, if we were all the same, oh my God, we would have been extinct like many, many millions of years ago.
All like robots of each other, like I forgot what they call it, like clones of each other, just loads of clones. It'd be awful.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be fun at all.
I think everyone finds their little niche eventually, and it is all trial and error. If you don't feel comfortable in a place, then you go, look, I'm going to take my skills and my knowledge and my gorgeous personality, and I will put it somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that.
Think of it as someone telling you, maybe you're not in the right place. Maybe you are being guided. I like that. You are being guided.
No, because I've definitely been in some of the wrong groups that didn't fit what I needed, and it's part of it is also, if you're thinking about like friendship groups in particular, for example, some of it is also like, if you don't fit in that group, there is a group that you will fit in. You will find your people. It might take some time, but you will find your people.
Yeah.
So
my son, he's gone uni 2 years ago, but he's found his people.
Yeah.
He's got a nice little family.
Exactly. And it can take time, it can take trial and error, but you'll get
troubles throughout school and that with friends and stuff like that. And he didn't actually, it's probably very much for him, he didn't feel he belonged where he was.
I think it's particularly prevalent for students, if any students that have sort of SEND as well. It's that feeling of being an outsider. It's that feeling of being different.
Because he still is. Sorry, autistic.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really difficult feeling. I have ADHD, and I think back to my childhood, I felt that in many spaces. And now I have a bunch of friends who are all neurodivergent, so we all are just kind of
get each other.
Yeah, being ourselves with each other. It's really nice.
It is really nice.
Yeah,
I like it. I don't know how many more there are, but we'll keep going. I'm just going to show that. So negative thought, it's never going to get better. This is in you. You're in the spiral. You're right down there.
Depth, yeah.
So, it is like going to yourself, this is tough. And you might be having a bad day and go, right, this is a tough day. Tomorrow's a new start.
These are all such relatable thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty much all we've been saying. Just not smart enough. Oh. As you said before, this is the analogy. It's like you've got like a class of 30 people, students, and you're teaching science. I know for a fact science doesn't come naturally to everybody.
No, to me, absolutely not.
Yeah, but it's like in school, you have to do 9, 10 different subjects, but why can't you just do the ones that you are good at? Why do you have to do everything? And you're not going to be brilliant at everything.
Yeah. Honestly, it's really true. It's you're not going to be good at everything. That's just life, And
the pressure that you get, we've got to get straight A's and
I think it's also important to remember when you're thinking about GCSEs in particular that GCSEs test a certain kind of intelligence, right?
Mm.
The ability to write an exam. I've had some students who have had really high intelligence who
Yeah.
weren't getting high grades because their intelligence was different to the intelligence of the mark scheme, right? I always tell them it's putting yourself in a box, right? It's putting yourself in that space. I had an A-level student who has all these amazing, beautiful, brilliant, incredible ideas that always often not what I would even think of. And I remember saying to him, I was like, these are really beautiful ideas, but these are above the A level. You're going to need to put, in a way, narrow them down,
Yeah.
put them into that box if you
Yeah.
want to achieve the A star that you want,
Yeah.
because your ideas are too big for the A star, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I've
and
had a
it's,
student or two like that, and it's like you've got to learn and just
yeah,
tick the boxes.
yeah. And it's kind of sad because it's like taking away
Yeah.
that beautiful creativity, but also I also always remind him, like, this doesn't mean that those ideas aren't brilliant.
Mm.
They're brilliant. If you were at uni, they'd be brilliant. You know,
Yeah.
they're different, a different level. They just don't fit into the OCR AOs. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are definitely smart. Everybody is smart.
Well,
Their
everyone's
own
mhm,
subject and speciality.
exactly.
Yeah. How many more? I don't know. There's a few. Nobody cares what I think. Hang on, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I think that was the last couple. But okay, it's just reiterating really what we've been saying. Nobody cares about what I think.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts and opinions are valuable. I can share them confidently. Okay, people do care, and they do. Yeah, they do care what you think about. Again, it might be not fitting into the right audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Find
Yeah,
your people.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
This one, I hope everyone knows what to do if they're stuck at
Yeah.
national centres. You just
Yeah.
message me.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. It's like, well, it is those small little steps.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take a step back and go, right, what is there to do? What didn't mean like write a list. I love a list.
Oh my God, I love a list.
Oh, just yeah.
Yeah, but no, asking for help. I did this last night. I was kind of in a spiral place, and I messaged one of my friends who was going through something similar to what I'm going through, and we had a really long conversation. And through talking to her, we both, because it turned out that she was having the same kind of spiral that day. So by talking to her, we managed to calm ourselves both down. We managed to work out the steps and then take them the next day. You know, it's sometimes when I'm in spiral space, I turn to people that I know I can trust. You know, I turn to people who I know will help me. But there is also, I've realized through my own development and my own work on it, it's also about working out what you can do for yourself independently that you don't have to rely on other people. So it's a bit of asking for help, but also working on those skills, which are difficult. You know, it's very difficult to work it out yourself without always having to rely on someone else, because you're not always going to have someone to call.
No,
You know?
and again, it's learning about yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's learning the skills of how to
yeah,
manage and yeah.
it's a job.
Let's get rid of these negative thoughts. You know, I can take advice, my own advice here as well. You know, absolutely every day.
Mm.
And it's not, you're not going to change overnight, but
Mm.
make yourself more, conscious of what you're thinking. Going, was that negative? And how can I change that to a positive?
I'm literally going to go do Pebbles, stones, and boulders later, and also the donut of control. Literally,
Oh,
I'll go do it.
is that for a coaching session? Is it?
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yay! Excellent. You'll have to let me know about that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So to finish, I just want you to reflect on what we've covered. I know we've sort of waffled and talked things, but I'm hoping you realise that you're not the only one here. You're not the only one having these negative thoughts. We've all been through it, and we're still going through it. You know, we still need to learn. But what you can take away today is these questions. Well, one question: how are you going to incorporate a positive mindset in yourself? Okay, there's a couple of ideas there. We've mentioned some throughout as well. Daily gratitude journal is quite good.
Yeah.
Post-it notes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just subconsciously going, oh, that was a negative thought.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's little things, but have a little think about how you can, again, it's those little boulders now. finding those little things that will help change your mindset.
A technique that actually the coach that I work with gave me that I thought was really good is said to me, she was like, name your negative voice. She was like, name your negative voice. Every time it comes on, imagine it's like someone in your ear, and you can go, I'm actually not going to listen to you today. You're going to leave the room.
Yeah.
Right. And then name your positive voice. And when that comes in, embrace her, embrace that voice. And I thought that was a really nice way of doing it.
Nice. Is that when you got like the little naughty person?
Yeah, it's like the little devil remains on your shoulder. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Exactly.
Like flick off the negative and embrace the positive.
Yeah, definitely.
It is. It's all strategies. It takes time, and I'm actually going to start doing this myself.
I need to do it more.
Yeah.
After my little spiral last night, I need to do it more.
Yeah, but then you've learned how, you're finding that friend.
Yeah.
And you've managed it. And that's another strategy, finding a partner or someone else. It could be a parent, it could be another friend or something like that you can both rely on each other. If you are having a spiral, message each other and find and just
like for me, I found someone who's doing almost exactly the same journey as I am in what I'm doing. So I went to her because I knew she was almost exactly where I am, right? We both reflect on the last few years, and we're following a very similar journey with our careers, with work and stuff. So I called her. You are all doing your GCSEs. If you're doing your GCSEs, if you're doing your GCSEs this year, you are all doing your GCSEs. You all have a shared experience that might be stressing you out a little bit. There are millions of you in this world who are going through exactly what you're going through, and you can access them.
Yeah,
you can find them.
You will.
I love a community. It's like one of my passions.
Yeah, these sessions, and we will build a bigger community, and that is definitely on the agenda for special tutors. Have a little, we'll just see what happens, really.
Yeah.
But I will end the recording here, and I hope this has helped everyone that's watched this. And I might even post it on YouTube as well.
Do it. That'd be a great idea. I think we did.
Yeah, just also as an example of what our mentoring sessions are all about as well.
Yeah.
But let me just stop the recording now. But I will see you. Well, for people, it's like Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It's crazy to say that. But
2025, blimey. Shocking.
It makes me feel very old.
Don't even go there. Right, I'm going to stop this now because I don't talk the day anymore. Okay.
See you later. Bye-bye.